Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I hope you've been able to network, grab a coffee, grab some lunch, and yes, for the fireside chats and the videos of innovative businesses across the UK and Africa. We will go straight into it, and Honey Ogundeyi, who is director for UK Africa Tech Hub in Nigeria, and she covers West Africa. Will be handling the fireside chats. Let's start with the videos, and hopefully we would learn a thing or two from some of the entrepreneurs and promoters of these businesses during the fireside chat. Thank you.
Thank you, company Ogundeyi. I am the director of the UK Nigeria Tech Hub, which is a DCMS funded program in Nigeria. I'm so happy to be participating this afternoon, and we'll be leading the fireside chat with the startups and the companies this afternoon. So first of all, I just wanted to say thank you for really super engaging presentations. It's great to see a lot about the innovation happening between UK and Africa and really exciting fields in the fintech space. Just checking that we have everyone with us now. So I'd like to start with a question. I think everyone's joining. So we have Stephen, we have Maureen, we have Faith and Daniel also joining. I guess while we wait for everyone to join, maybe we can start with you, Stephen, and talking about Crown Lenders. I thought that was a really interesting presentation. Love to hear more around your plans for expansion, particularly with the view on Africa.
Sure, thanks, Honey. So Crown Agents Bank has a very deep history across Africa, and we've worked in and across the continent since 1833. We really have begun in the last 4 or 5 years to specialise in foreign exchange in particular, and now are an expert provider in local currencies in the majority of African countries. Certainly from a sub-Saharan African context, beginning to stray more regularly into North Africa as well. Although for us, the next step is that last mile payment delivery. So like lots of banks, we operate in a world of SWIFT, but looking to integrate increasingly with either mobile network operators or banks for last mile payments or fintechs across the continent, because we recognize that we can act as a conduit for many developed markets of OECD-based clients who want to send payments into Africa, but typically they have if they're not experienced in dealing with Africa, there is a risk perception in dealing with the continent, which doesn't necessarily reflect reality. But if it's their perception and they're looking to navigate it, we can act as that conduit because we're far more familiar with each of the countries on the ground. So yeah, for us, we are expanding rapidly across the globe, but Africa in particular is very much our heartland.
Thank you. I think that was great. I think also, sort of a very valid point about that opportunity to act as the conduit and also addressing the risk issue, which obviously we know working on ground is very different in practice to what the perception can be sometimes. So I think that's a great point that you raised. I'm going to take it to Gabrielle of NABU. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is a space that's especially near to my heart, especially around clearing and banking. Before this, I worked in a fintech company in the banking sector in Nigeria. So love to sort of hear more around what are you seeing as that you are leveraging for the next stage in your growth?
Well, just as Stephen said, I just want to echo, his sentiments. Unfortunately, Africa is overestimated in terms of risk. It doesn't make sense commercially or just in terms of fairness. So what we're seeing is a number of fintechs that are earlier stage, but some that really do represent a lot of hyper growth that just don't have basic infrastructure. You know, they don't have treasury management, they don't have security layers, they don't have services that fintechs need today. And so we provide these rails for them to help clear and settle their funds.
And in which countries are you active in at the moment?
We operate in Nigeria, South Africa, looking to expand a little bit into Ghana and further afield. But those are two main areas of focus at this time.
That's great. And in terms of Nigeria and sort of selling this offering, how has been the acceptance in terms of pitching and building an active pipeline of companies?
I think it's been doing very good. I mean, we've been thriving during COVID, fortunately. Fintechs, I think, have a certain mindset. They just want what they need. They're not really interested in fluffy things. We would know because we have fintech ourselves. So we find that, it's very straightforward. They say that what they want. We try to treat our customers fairly. We try to give them a lot of good customer service. And, we're happy that they give us our business and we're looking to grow with them on their journey.
Great. Thank you for that. And to you now, Marvin, maybe you can start by just saying a few words in summary of what you see as the opportunity for your company.
All right. Well, to give a bit of the context in Tunisia, cash is the king. So for all payments, therefore, there's no a good payment gateway for online services, and the e-commerce finds it difficult to grow. So we're working on two big parts. One is payments using smartphones, therefore help build a cashless society and get the cash into the banking system at least. For that, we provide an mobile application that helps people get their cash in the app, in the wallet, and then use it to pay or to do peer-to-peer transfers. And the second part is, in order to help e-commerce go forward, we provide a solution, I said it in the video, just like PayPal, that uses the wallet and makes payments. So the solution can be integrated in any website or any mobile application. Therefore, gives the opportunity to people not having a credit card or a bank account to pay online, and gives the opportunity to e-commerce owners to have new clients. And by new clients, there are over 60% of people who does not have a credit card. So that's a big market. One of the factors of our success is that we're constantly taking feedbacks from our clients in order to improve and build new features in PayMe. Because we do not do just simple payments. We offer them recurrent payments, pay by link, that we call pay links. So even for e-commerce who does not have or let's say clients who does not have a website, they can send an invoice by link, and his client can pay right away. Right now, we're working on getting established in Tunisia and obtaining a license of payment service provider. They call it payment institution. And then we'll expand to Africa.
Thank you. That sounds so. In Nigeria, we have a similar in the space called Paystack, which you may have heard of. It's quite an active and engaging space. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure that you have. Therefore, thank you very much for just attending this fireside chat. We're gonna go back. Yes, bought by Stripe. It's the largest acquisition to date in Nigeria. So we're very proud to fight that flag, but we hope the next one will be by Bradesco. All right. Thank you very much for joining the Fireside Chat. We'll move on to the next 7 presentations now, and hopefully you can make some good connections. Thank you. Thank you so much for those presentations. Just waiting for the companies who just presented to be able to join, so that we can go through a quick fireside chat to talk about their companies and their businesses.
Hi, Harry.
Hi, Sean. Thanks for joining.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you. And
Nice
thanks
to
for
meet
having us.
Hi, Faith. Thanks for joining. I'll just start by introducing myself again, though Faith and I know each other well. I'm Hani Ogundeyi, the country director of the UK Nigeria Tech Hub. Thank you guys for joining this fireside chat as part of the UK Africa. Hi, Patrick. Thanks for joining the UK Africa Fintech Summit. I was just introducing myself, and hopefully I'll get a chance to ask some questions. It's great to meet you, John, Patrick, and Sean, and Faith, and Chris. We've got now. Let's get right in. Faith, if we'll start with you. Great video and presentation about social lender. I'm well familiar with business, but really interested in hearing more around your expansion plans, particularly in the UK and in Europe, especially as you now sort of expand to Nigeria and indeed Africa.
Thanks, Honey. Thank you, guys. I can actually say guys because everybody else is guys except Honey and I. Well, this has been really awesome. It's interesting what COVID has done to us as a society. So I think for us, our expansion plans is literally just trying to solve problems for a smaller demographic of people. But however, it's still a need. So I'll give case in point. I'm Nigerian originally, and I'm now in the UK. I can tell you for free that it's pretty difficult to try to say I want to get a mortgage right now, even to get maybe like rent an apartment, to open a bank account and all of those things. So we're trying to see how we can use a social reputation score, which in itself is an alternative credit score to solve problems for people in my kind of category. So you would also have people who are new students in this ecosystem. So not just the UK, Europe, and in developed parts of the world where you have people who are legal new migrants or just going to be there for at least over a year, just trying to see how we can sort of test pilots with the formal financial institutions, onboard the social lender platform on their own platform, so that when they take a look at somebody like me, so in addition to their to the traditional scores that they would use in the bank or any formal financial institution, an add-on layer could also be the social reputation score, which will help that individual access that service a little faster, cheaper, or at least quicker. We're doing something similar in South Africa, so we're hoping to, run that particular kind of scenario here, not just in the UK, globally from the UK and Europe.
Thank you, Faith. That's very enlightening. Sean, if we can dive into you now, can you just give us a recap sort of the company and sort of what are your next step in terms of your growth plans?
Super, yeah, thanks for that. We're a technology provider for financial institutions. I think maybe give an example, as Stephen Marshall mentioned earlier on that they are operating on the SWIFT network. We specialize on the Stellar network, which is the next generation blockchain network, which allows the transfer of any sort of value. So our company builds wallets, APIs, companies issue assets on the network, and we're busy focusing on central bank digital currencies, putting together pilots to roll those out. So the key markets at the moment is actually Ghana to the UK. So that's kind of our key sort of channel that we're looking to build out in.
Thanks for that. Definitely, I think super interesting. Wael, if we can jump to you now. Great, thanks for joining. Maybe if you could start by just telling us a little bit about the company and also what are your sort of next step and plans with regards to Summit and sort of as a company.
Yes, thank you for this opportunity and thanks for this interesting event. Abu Wael, the co-founder of WeSettle, which is the fintech startup that uses the power of AI to reinforce and conquer the fintech industry in Tunisia, basically, and then scale up to the North African market as a second step, and later on to the full Africa and the European market. So basically, the challenges that we are facing out in Tunisia, and similar things are in other countries as the ecosystem is pretty same, is that the main payment option is cash or checks, and we wanted to help mainly the B2B sector to encourage the decashing initiatives that are launched by the government, by stimulating some other gateways and means of payments which are electronic and online payments rather than using cash, and reduce money laundering. And to do that, we focused on the bill and invoice payment by offering some digital identity and e-signatures as a first step to create a digital environment. And the second thing is to ensure their settlements via paying via our partnered banks and other means of payments using online and internet banking as an option, as a main option, but also the wallets, cards, and other means of payments for small amounts. So that's basically what we are doing, and we are operating as a payment aggregator or facilitator for invoice and bill payment as a first stage locally, and as a second stage internationally, by helping clients who are based outside in Tunisia and who deal with Tunisian suppliers using our gateways to ensure the bills and invoice payments. So that's basically what we do. Also, the invoice processing is quite a hectic and heavy process. That's why we use also the power of AI to extract the invoice data, no matter what the template is, and we help speed up this processing. Similarly, for other means of payment, which are really huge, the checks, we talk about in Tunisia only about 120,000 checks per day. So we are offering a solution that automates the processing of those checks and detects the fraud detection. So it checks the signature compliance, authenticity, and so on. And we predict as well the behavior of the client based on some historical data. So that's what basically we are doing. We are focusing as a first step in Tunisia, and then we would like to roll out to the North African market and then to the full African continent and the European market, and help people settle their invoices internationally via our gateways. Thank you.
Thank you, Wael. I think definitely very interesting, and I think a big problem, especially with your use of AI in terms of tackling that. And I think it's something that we'll see move quickly across the African continent. John, if we move to you now, if I may, I think you're on mute.
No, I've come off mute, so.
Okay. Perfect. I really enjoyed sort of your presentation in terms of setting the vision of the company and what area you specify in. But I was keen to sort of find out what sort of what's next in terms of this year. What are your plans, and especially now as you look to grow in this year.
Yeah, thanks, Sunny, for the opportunity. TransferLink has built a digital platform which we believe, like Sean, is the next generation platform for international payments and remittances, gradually replacing the SWIFT platform. So with the digital platform in place, our focus for this coming year is to get organizations on board who are digitally capable and can integrate to the TransferLink modern digital platform, so that those organizations and the TransferLink digital platform can make international payments and international remittances country to country as easy as sending a WhatsApp or a text, so that transfers move cheaply, immediately in real time, and very easily for the user, both sender and recipient. So that's our vision, and our focus is to get as many digitally capable banks, mobile money operators, money transfer companies into our global network.
Thank you, and I think, you know, for many of us who try to transfer internationally, we know what a big pain point that can be, and so if it does one day become as easy as sending a WhatsApp, no doubt that's an enviable opportunity in the waiting and for the taking.
Believe me, honey, we've got the technology in place.
Awesome. Look forward to that. Patrick, if we move on to you now, maybe if you just start by just giving us a summary context of the company and sort of what the opportunity and challenges you're sort of tackling.
Okay, so we are a data management company, so specifically focusing on information management as well as data management. We support in the financial services sector the applications building the Fintech, yeah. So whether it's InsurTech or RegTech, and have multiple companies which we partner with. Just coming back to the panel discussion, which is really very interesting with regards to where we are. So we are not a fintech company, we are a data management company. And everyone has actually mentioned how important data governance is, as well as the actual data implementation is within financial services, which we do not need to consider too much about the infrastructure or the implementation of fintech, as opposed to the actual data that it is being supported by. I think everyone on this panel and everyone in this forum should understand that, or does understand it as well. The part of developing within South Africa, I'm South African, by the way. Hi, Sean. So it's, hi, John. So within South Africa, we also have our own challenges within the banking services, as well as politically as well. You know, based on yesterday's discussion as well, looking at how current affairs affect financial services, as well as COVID-19 and various other aspects. Ultimately, we'd need to look at what the underlying data is and make sure that that is getting supported. So from S&V's perspective, we promote the use of good data quality, good data governance, as well as the understanding that data governance is not a project, once project, it is a discipline within the organization, especially financial services. And let's not lose track of that. The moment that we do that, I think we'll just be spiraling back to 2009. And that's it.
Thank you for that. Definitely a lot of interesting threads there. Chris, last but not least, over to you. If you could start by just giving an overview of the business and sort of the opportunity that you're working within.
Thank you, Hani, and great to hear from everybody, and the event's been fantastic. Yeah, it's great to have the chance to introduce Musabi. Essentially, for myself personally and my co-founders, after several decades working in the financial sector, first in the UK and North America in commercial retail finance, and then for the last decade in financial inclusion in West Africa, we really were inspired to create the Musabi platform based on this refrain we heard over and over and over from every providers on up from the earliest fintechs and smallest microfinance on up to the largest commercial retail banks. And that was, you know, barriers to engagement and meaningful adoption of financial services, new models due to lack of financial literacy. And I think as I've worked primarily, the majority again of the last 10 years in West Africa, I was focused on financial inclusion, the context of more of far greater degrees of exclusion from formal finance, especially among the informal sector, grassroots entrepreneurs, low-income workers, MSMEs in general. So I think there's been an expansion to that idea of limited financial literacy to then thinking about holistic financial health now. And really, we said to ourselves, how can we help these contexts of low-income individuals in Africa better budget, better save, gain access to formal products and credit, and properly plan their financial lives? So the light bulb came on, and we said, we see banks and other institutions trying to have financial education initiatives, putting some materials on their websites, maybe doing cursory efforts here or there. But what if we built a platform that was really specialized, laser-focused financial and business learning for citizens in Africa who haven't had access to that type of education, and who, commensurate with that, haven't had access to finance? So we built a mobile financial education platform for these individuals to learn about finance, managing money, demystifying digital financial services, have built everything to be very engaging and bridging divides of limited literacy using illustrations, audio, video, narrative, story-driven learning that's available all in local languages as well. So for instance, in West Africa, that's been Twi and Ewe language in Ghana, Creole in Sierra Leone, Wolof in Senegal. And yeah, we're early stage, but we've seen some great traction working with banks, working with other providers to deploy our learning, embed it in their platforms and as part of their processes around onboarding applications, even around later if there's churn or non-repayment or something like that. And make all of those things teachable moments with the modules of Mosabi technology learning, and really have them, we provide them for partners to be data-driven insights that go into decision-making, form them into our own alternative credit score, a bit like Faith and Social Lender are doing, and work with other layers of screening and onboarding to drive better engagement with these harder to reach segments. So that's us in a nutshell.
Thank you. And I think it's such a good way to round up this session with what you're doing at Mosabi. Just before I let everyone go, I think we'll give everyone a chance to give a one-liner on sort of what they're excited about for 2021, and then we'll end up on that road. We'll just start in the way that we spoke. So maybe Faith can go, and it's just the final word. You have to unmute. Famous last word.
We were going to say that, honey. It's 2021. I'm looking forward to 1 million customers, actually.
Great, awesome.
2021, doing POCs for central bank digital currency. I think it's the future, and it's going to happen. 2022 implementation.
Great, awesome.
Yeah, hi, Honey. I'm looking forward to getting many digital organizations onto the TransferLink platform and enabling the recipients of migrant remittances initially to get the benefit of lower cost transfers, so that we can help reduce global poverty and help achieve the UN Sustainable Development Goal. I'm really looking forward to that happening.
Great.
Hi, Hani. Looking forward to concretizing our solution and to making a local success story in Tunisia in the first half of 2021, and then rolling to the African one by the second half. Thank you.
Thank you.
Make data great again.
It's nice and short. Thank you. And Chris, final word.
I think I heard from everybody, no one can do it alone. So partnership and thinking about ways we can and really address this this next year when financial services, the providers, as well as most importantly the clients, are going to need to be resilient and finding ways to get value from innovation to stabilize lives and financial health.
Great, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating and sharing about your companies and startups. Super excited to what 2021 has for us all. And thank you for attending UK Africa Fintech Summit. See you next year. Bye.
Thanks, Annie.
Hello. Thank you once again for having joined us for the second day of the UK Africa Fintech Summit. As you may have seen, today started with a keynote address by the UK Minister for Investment, Lord Grimstone, who is eager to explore areas for increased opportunities. He gave an overview of the impacts of COVID that has been alleviated by top pharmaceutical companies and shed the light on the UK support towards Africa, highlighting the UK as the trade and investments partner of choice for Africa. And more specifically, UK has a global offer on fintech, which helps the UK sustain progress. And he would love to see African entrepreneurs participate in this, concluding by stating that fintech is the future and Africa is the future. Then we had the presentation by one of the top-notch UK companies who specialize in mobile wallets, BB Money. We had the chance to learn about compelling statistics in fintech and the highly useful utility of mobile money. And he gave an example of Somalia that is cashless and how mobile money resolved the safety issue by having cash on the phone. Overall, mobile money is enhancing lives of unbanked individuals while reducing the cost of remittance. This presentation was followed by a panel to discuss fintech for good, to highlight the tech's role in improving financial inclusion and financial penetration across Africa. Afterwards, a panel session, the panel session was encouraging the fintech revolution in Africa, which was moderated by founder and executive director of the Cambridge Center for Alternative Finance, Mr. Brian Chang, who was joined by esteemed panelists, namely Tariq Ibrahim, Furaz Rujid, Michel Chivunga, Mohammed bin Khaled, and Stephen Marshall. Then it was followed by exciting videos to resolve crucial problems in the fintech realm, such as social lender from Nigeria, Crown Bank agents from the UK, Dimas from South Africa, PayMe from Tunisia, SNV from South Africa, Knabu from the UK, CISO from Ghana, WeSettle from Tunisia, HPS from Morocco, Barafuri from Nigeria, Mama Money from South Africa, Muzabi, and finally TransferLink from the UK. All those companies' pitches were concluded by a Q&A chaired by Honey to hear more about their partnership opportunities. Over to you, Lami.
Many thanks, Safa. And we're drawing close to the end of the UK Africa FinTech Summit. And for me, it's been to outside here, look for people on
in case Lami is freezing, yes, you were frozen a bit.
Oh, okay, sorry about I close the session out. I want to say a very, very big thank you to everyone that has been part of this, organizing this and putting it together. I say a very, very big thank you to the speakers. I say a very big thank you to the panelists. I say a big thank you to the companies that have been on Showcase. Big thank you to our delivery partner, Brevity Anderson, who's done a wonderful job in producing the event. And I also say a very, very big thank you to my colleagues, with special mention to Safa and Boma, who have worked tirelessly day and night over several months to put together the event. Before I bring this to a close, I'll end with these words. Africa is the future. Fintech is the future, and the UK is the partner. So let's go out there and build a better what Fintech has to offer. Thank you all, and hopefully next year we could do this physically somewhere in the UK or somewhere in Africa. Thank you all. All the best, and have a good day.